London was left with over 270 triangular furlongs of bomb-damaged land. 257 were reclaimed for shopping centres, car parks and traffic islands. 13 were left as temporary open spaces, homes to gravel, plank, sheets of asbestos, signs proclaiming temporary open space, and Robert Katz, a mere simulacrum of humanity, a ghastly ladder in the tights of Homo sapiens. This temporary open space is his way.
My eyes are watering. There's a lot of dust in the air. I can't see too well anyway because I pawned my corneas 2 days ago to buy a pair of shoes. The replacements are cheap and ill-fitting and the anaesthetic wears off quickly. So 15 minutes later I'd spent all the money in a chemist's on a week's supply of codeine. I ate it outside. I had to lie down on the pavement while the painkillers got around to my eyes. Before she ran away, my wife said this would happen to me. She even got the date right. I was lying there and a pair of my shoes appeared next to my head. I thought they looked familiar. They were familiar because I'd lost them in a bet to the art dealer Jaffet Corncrake. "That's rather good," he said. "Is this a new performance piece or a work in progress?" "I sold my eyes," I said. "I can't see." He clapped his hands and jumped up and down, thoroughly impressed. "That's very good. I like it. We must talk about this. Are you very busy this evening? Because I've got a new show on at the gallery if you'd like to come along." I couldn't say no. I couldn't say anything. So he hailed a taxi and helped me into it. As we drove through London, he talked fluidly about art. Coincidentally, I felt very sick. When I asked him whether perhaps he could return my shoes, he said, "You really will make an excellent installation. Who writes your scripts?" Corncrake's private gallery was full of people. It was also full of water because it was really a swimming pool with pictures hung around the walls. The guests were swimming round and chattering. I couldn't see anything. Corncrake introduced me to a hugely fitted woman called Hymenoptera, who helped me into the pool and gave me a drink. A man called Howard Znack touched me on the nipple and asked me what I thought about the Sarajevo school. I was about to say, "Please help me," when Helen Collop swam up, popped a cherry in my mouth, kissed my forehead, asked me how my mother was and swam away again without waiting for an answer. Hymenoptera surfaced again with a tray of crudités and shot me a greasy wink. It was at this point that the level of codeine in my blood became critical and the contents of my stomach flew out of my mouth in a surprising yellow jet, which, as my head sunk below the surface, acted much like a turbine, propelling me 10 feet backward through the pool. The last thing I heard was Hymenoptera asking timidly, "Was that supposed to happen?" I'd like to hear some music now. Preferably the Bucharest Symphony Orchestra in chorus performing Ligoti's Requiem. It should be played on a cassette machine with flat batteries. Start the tape now, please. Thanks. Ligoti's incorporation of polyrhythms contrives to produce one of the most difficult and crystalline pieces of music ever written. The interweaving of African rhythm produces a powerful melancholy. No piece of music ever summed up death better. No human being ever experienced anything so close to death while still being alive.
Robert Katz, Temporary Open Space.